All right, Mr. Zolik,
Yes.
welcome to June 26th. Christopher Clark could not make it tonight, so I'm going to fill in for him. I'll do the best I can.
He is partying too hard in Toma.
Probably. And he's got a job again.
Yeah.
So it's tough. Working over there at Fair Valley Performance.
Yes. He says he's really loving it.
Oh, yeah,
so.
he's going to be great over there.
And unfortunately, a great story right at the get-go with Fair Valley Performance. They were the sponsor of the Super Farm class this weekend for like the trophies and stuff. And of course, Super
at 2,
Farm.
3 a.m.
So, and Dennis actually had a free room up there to stay.
Look at the deer in my front yard. That's kind of crazy.
Just walk around.
Yeah, just chilling. That's a John Deere, probably. You probably heard about the show. Let's come check it out.
I think he's part of that.
Brandon Coates is just another buck.
Yeah, there we go. It's a new mascot.
I like it.
Chris was telling me he didn't get a chance to even use the hotel room because by the time they got done, and they actually did not do the award ceremony that night. They actually did it during Sunday afternoon.
And that's what they did. That's what they did in Bowling Green too.
And
with them, so
because I mean, what are you gonna do a award ceremony in front of the empty bleachers? That would have been, kind of silly. But anyway, I mean, Toma, they got it in.
Yep.
And but that was just a great story with the Fair Valley Performance. And
well, I think the theme so far has been rain, honestly.
Yes.
Because we lost Leaf River, we lost the full show there. Barely got Ettrick in.
Yeah, barely.
Sock got lucky, right? I mean, we had a
that
beautiful
was
weekend.
It was hot, but that was one of the best weekends.
We got Mary from the Tennessee checking into the Badger State show. Amanda's here, our groupie, our Pro Stock groupie. She sent me a picture of Simon Says' turbo. I've seen that now. The turbine one. Yep.
Yeah. Turbine.
Sorry.
Turban you wear.
Not turban.
Yeah, everyone says turban, but we're going back to the old TNN days.
Yeah.
Where
The
they always. I think that's where turban got started because they didn't.
Turbine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny. So no, the Badger State Pullers had a good weekend. Kind of venturing out, if you will. There was only one. It was Belvedere, Illinois, and they only got Jamie Lars won the 3-0 diesel trucks,
and Ann
Linehan
she
won the limited pros. It looks like Gerlach's got second. I saw there's 11 of them there.
Well, why don't we?
We could
get the poll results.
We do that? We are on the Badger State website, so if you want to. Sure, but thanks for tuning in, everybody. Matt Ingham says management is not happy with BMT sanctions coming Wednesday night. Whatever. Rain again for BSTP. Absolutely. Baby Huey. Damon, if you're a baby, you're a baby whale.
So listen to these results. So Anlin Hand went 303.26. Okay. This is how close it was. Mike Gerlach with the G-Force 303.14. Third place, Scott Olson.
Scotty's running tough. He just got out. He won Macville, right?
Yeah, he had a great pass up in Macville.
Good to see the Gallagher tractor in top 5. Good deal.
So look at the top 4. They're all within 3 feet.
And that's what we expect. I mean, we saw that all summer last year with the Badger State guys. 11 tractors there. How'd the Dark Horse do?
And look, John Meyer jumped in with his Light Pro and came in 5th. So great run. They had a great weekend up in Toma. They did finish 11th out of 19, but they did miss the weight and they were early in the class, and it was a little bit better later in the class. But very respectable run for them.
Cool.
And look, Justin got to drive the tractor for the first time.
Dark Horse.
Yes, Ingo King for the first time.
Yep.
And then, of course, the Limited Pro, very close as well. I mean, the top 2 within
it's going to be a dogfight all season long. So Jamie got his first win of the year.
Express.
He won every one of them last year, right?
Nope, 2015.
He did. Okay, so 16.
Last year, he was not. He had his daughter's graduation the night of Sauk.
And it didn't run.
And the starter went out of it.
Yep, I remember that. I was
there. He got they got hook points for breakage, and but then he won every hook after that.
So anyway, Stacy's saying congratulations to Colin Burkholz. So is Amanda. Yes. Absolutely. I mean, Brett and I were down in Mountain City, and we were so excited to see that Colin won up in Toma because Toma's been Toma was his Louisville for me. Like getting to pull at Louisville.
I mean, you're 15 minutes from home.
Yeah.
You're fifth.
So was the Bucks Fever.
Yeah.
You took it home in pieces.
Unfortunately, two Wilton area tractors had two different results.
The high and the low.
Yes. So. But no, on Colin, he was, I believe, the 11th hook of 19, and the leader was at like 312, 313. I want to say he lays down a 328.
Wow.
327, 328.
328, and then Tradle was 327.
Yes.
Yep.
And Troy, I mean, it was really, I mean, you could not tell.
Seems like, and then Screwman Norwegian got second one night?
I believe so. I believe
the first session.
Yep. So
scrolling down through, I saw Fritz's were up there. They were in the top 20 each night.
Yeah, so the late session Saturday, they did get second.
Okay.
And wait.
No, they got second in the first session. Because Deck won the second.
No, the first session was
Saturday
night.
Okay.
The first because
assorted Saturday night, Sunday during the day.
Assorted nuts. They got third. They got third because there was a 2-way pull off. They even had a pull off in the Super Farm on that late night session.
Yeah.
And so they must got third because the Sorted Nuts beat out Top. No, My Last Excuse.
Okay, that's David Whelan.
Yes.
Yep. Cool.
And then of course the Decks won Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I'm just trying to scroll through where all the Badger State tractors finished. So I saw Blaine Stam was up there. I saw who else was up there? Craig was up there. Brinkmeyer's up. You said Craig had a hell of a pass, and then they reset the sled on the pro stock side.
He went 344, and then they reset the sled.
Who else was up there for Badger State guys? That would have been so. Our light pros were represented well.
Yep,
we
won
1-2.
Casters got 6.
They're not bad.
And then 11th for Meyer.
Nice.
And again.
Or who's the?
Oh, then the
Cartwrights was Cartwrights up there?
Cartwrights did, and they tried a taller gear,
yeah,
and it just didn't work out, and they
pulling,
and so they got under the Charger at the end of the run.
Okay.
So they were a little bit farther back. So I believe we had 6 Badger State tractors. The 100-yard dash.
Okay.
I don't know if he kind of runs.
Yeah, they're running Badger State points.
Okay.
Now.
And
no, it's all pulling, but I mean, this is a Badger State show. I just want to make sure we're highlighting everybody. It's good to see that they get out a little bit. And then in the South, so we were down there. We won Saturday night. Tony got third Saturday night. I think Tony was in the top 10 Friday night with well spent in the limited pros. Pro stock wise, I don't think we had any Wisconsin tractors down there. No, they were in Toma, our Badger State guys. And then
I was just going to give the numbers real quick of the other 2 classes because they were big classes. I mean, you had 11 light limited super stocks there.
In Belvedere.
Belvedere.
Ready to pull.
Yep, ready to pull. And just think, last year they were at 5 and 6 or somewhere in that range. On average.
Yeah, it's way better.
And then
numbers are up.
with the pro stock diesel trucks, they had 11.
Well, yeah, you should have because now you're picking up all your ITPA trucks. And, look at all the Illinois. Cole Faber.
So unfortunately, I mean that would have been a great.
Stalls were there.
Great 2 classes.
Who else was there? Jake Thompson.
Yep.
Jim Howell.
A lot of Illinois.
Trent Van Huysen. They're always pulling with us. Corey Schmidt came all the way down from Spencer. Yeah. Adam Nimitz, Durand, Illinois. Jared Riptain. Yeah, so that stinks at Belvedere.
It would have been a nice border battle.
Okay.
Definitely. I just wanted to point that out. I mean, the other 2 classes. So you had 11, and so you had.
But the highlight, I would think, the highlight would be of Colin Wynn and Toma. I mean, to have your light pros. That's a new class for us, and to have our points
like
champion
last year. Like you said, it was a dream
year.
come true for him. Honestly, it was a dream come true for him, and he was just because I was talking to him before the session as well. I got a chance to, and actually all weekend when I got there, and. We had to make sure we could not find a marker for him to sign the poster yet. So unfortunately, every time it just didn't work out because I was going to try and steal Misty Lustig's
Where'd you hang the banner up there?
Well, I did not. It was.
Why'd you steal the banner, Ryan?
Why did I steal?
Yeah, where's that now? I'm joking.
I don't know. It might be on its way back to 84, Pennsylvania.
You think so? You think Lustig took Let's
Go
pull the banner?
I think so. I think we'll have to make a trip out there.
That's fine. I'm not afraid. Road trip.
Yes. So I had a great time with the Lustigs this week, and a lot of great stories that they could tell between the Simpico guys and his dad getting the old bad medicine, and
that's fun.
And just seeing the fan reactions because I was there, and then they had a constant stream of fans coming through because they have probably the best setup in Toma in terms of where their hauler's located. They have the nice awning, and they always say they're the best
treatment.
Yes, they do. They've been in the same spot for 20 plus years probably.
Did Jordan have his little barking dog?
No, they had their new what is it? It's called a Silver Collie or something like that, or something like that. Only 5 months old, first Toma experience.
Cool.
And it was kind of wore out. They didn't have the kids. They were on vacation as well from the kids, so for the weekend. And
so let's roll. Let's take a look at the schedule quick. If you want to switch it over, you can, or we can just talk about it. I guess it doesn't matter.
Nope, we'll switch it over here.
Our sponsors, we want to make sure all our Badger State sponsors are getting. But BSTPonline.com.
Do you want to do schedule and then
let's do schedule.
Okay.
We have a great website.
We'll switch it over.
The results are almost instantaneous now during the polls. Depends if we can get Wi-Fi or not. So let's see what's coming up. If you want to go to the printable one. That'd be the one. Okay. So Freeport is the next one.
So it's bigger tech. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we're off this weekend. There's no Badger State. This is the only weekend Badger State does not have a hook throughout the whole summer. Because I know
it gets crazy after
Unfortunately, this would have been the Waupun Prison City pull-off, and just some things didn't work out there. But unfortunately.
Yep.
But yeah, so this weekend we are off.
So Friday, July 6th.
No, Thursday.
That's Thursday.
Thursday at noon.
Yep. Light Limited, 640 Pro Farms, 466.
This is the Midwest Summer National.
And he said it's free to get in the grandstands. I heard him say that. Jeff
Yep.
did. We had
So
him,
you
we had
just
him on
just
earlier,
pay the admission to get into the fair.
which is $5.
So $5 to see a
$5
Badger State pole.
That's pretty decent.
And you get light limited super stock, 640 Pro Farm, and 466 Hot Farm.
And Friday night we have super
Is
modified.
Tri-County polling in the afternoon session?
Friday
with
afternoon.
them?
Friday
Friday,
afternoon for
okay.
sure. I saw their poster. So then we go Friday night again.
So this is with the Champions
Silver
Tour
Series.
and Silver Series.
Yep.
So you'll see a mixture of, but they get Badger State points for those classes like Pro Stocks. They'll be battling inside of the Champions Tour.
Yep.
Those guys, as well as the Pro Stock diesel trucks.
Perfect.
So they'll be getting Badger State points depending on how they finish within themselves. And then, of course, Friday afternoon, Super Farm, Pro Stock diesel trucks once again, and then the Tri-County mini rides will be.
They were a nice addition to Macville. Heard a lot of good things about them.
Now, is that all three classes? Do you know, or
Don't know.
if it's?
I think it's all three. Chuck.
Okay.
I haven't seen Chuck out tonight. Chuck might be working tonight,
might
so
be.
I haven't seen him yet jump on. Freeport, Illinois again then Friday night.
And then, yep.
That's
So
when
4
we're-
sessions. So
That's when we're pulling Silver Series. So they got Pro Stock Champions Tour, Unlimited Supers. That'll be. I wonder if Lustics will be there.
they were asked. They're not 100% sure.
Okay.
It's all on, even with Hillsboro, because the way Hillsboro falls, and then they got Bowling Green, and they got like 3 events in a row.
Sure.
With NTPA. So they are not for sure if they're going to make because it's just 1 day hook. So it's a long. It's 13. Well, she said it took like 16 hours because of traffic. So, but on a good drive,
She had post crabbing about going through Chicago.
yeah, on a good drive, she says like 13 hours to Toma. So you're looking at 10 to 14 hour drive for 1 day. And I'm not for sure if there is another poll on Saturday that they could do or not. I'm not for sure. Off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
Dickeyville.
that
We've been
leads
talking
into
about
our
this.
brand new event.
Okay, so we got Pro Stocks, Limited Pros. And I'm thinking, I know we're going to pick up some extra Limited Pros because the Silver Series guys can hang out and stay an extra night.
Because they're not doing the Saturday swing,
Nope.
right? Okay.
540 Light Pros, Super Farms, Light Limiteds, 466, and diesel trucks. Talk about they got both diesel
And
truck classes there.
actually,
Right?
let me
Is that the 3.6?
and semis.
And two-wheel drives,
And
too,
two-wheel drives.
because of Timmermans. They live right there.
9 classes.
So what class are they missing then? 640 Pro Farms, right? Otherwise, it's every Badger State class. Are both diesel truck classes there? Yep. No, they're missing
No.
the 3.0s.
Yeah, because Jamie's going to be in Rock Valley with Outlaw. So
They're missing-
the 3.0 trucks are not there, and the Pro Farm. Because we have 11 classes.
Okay.
This will
Blackburns
be-
will be in Freeport. Yep.
This will be the first points hook for the
semis.
semis.
We're having a Richland Center on July 22nd, so I'm excited about that. So, all right, let's go through the points. And I know it's early in the season, but I'm pretty sure
But
everything's
it's great just to get a It's just an
early
update.
season. So if you don't know how Badger State points work, everybody, you get 50 for first, 48 for second, 46 for third. If there is a rain out, does everybody that signed up, do they get rain points? I forget how that works.
Yeah, so they get a
15 or something.
It's a determined amount. It's all going to be the same. So it might be 30.
But you still get credit for being there.
Yeah.
So
So
Lake
this is-
Pro is through Macville, right? No, through Sauk.
Yeah, so they've had 2 hooks. They've had Ettrick and Sauk.
So last year's points
and
champion.
Mike Castor.
No, Burkholtz, they're in top.
I know, but I'm saying Mike Castor won
early.
the first hook.
Yep.
In Ettrick, and then Burkholtz got first. So they're actually just 4 points apart because Castors ended up getting looks like 4th place.
Okay.
So that'll be a nice back and forth battle. I
So
think.
like that first column is current points. The second column is total points year to date.
So that's from the event itself. So if you look at if you go across, so he finished first. He gets the 50 points.
Yep.
And then so they had the
100-yard dash
they had
got second.
great pass up in
Yep.
Sauk, and then of course Myers got third and Castor's fourth. So that's kind of how it goes down the line.
Yep.
So that's 540 pro. So we have to kind of go in.
Yeah, that's fine. 466 is had. They've only had
They've
one
only had the
because Edgerton got rained out. No, they had Deerfield and
so Deerfield and Sauk.
okay.
So Deerfield was won by the Myers.
466 Express
And
and
Travis
Hogan won the benefit pool.
yes.
And
So
he's
it's already
winning
a
the
tight.
points.
Yeah, with the Myers. So
Yep.
there are 2 points currently separating them. Third, we have Vern Meinholtz. So
Brand new tractor?
Yes, brand new former Pro Farm
South Central,
on
Southwest.
Southwest
Yep.
Pullers.
Good
So
deal.
right in the mix.
Last year's point champion,
And, yes.
John. Oh, I forgot to talk about how good their tractor ran down in Mount
How
City.
could you forget? You were down there.
I was.
And,
Well,
and you forget about it.
I drank a lot of whiskey.
And
lot.
your tractor won.
So they won Friday night. So Carson
Is that-
Carpenter. So they had to put to run 85 Limited Pro.
a different turbo, right?
Yeah, no, just
Or
a
pump.
pump.
Oh, yeah,
13
smaller
millimeter
pump.
pump.
Smaller
13 millimeter pump. So they did that. So have got going there. So
Yeah, so it's good, and this class with as many tractors there are, it's gonna flip flop all year long. So
Stacy says, "See you all in Freeport." That's where he got his announcing start 25 years ago.
wow,
I mean, Budson's like 72 now, right? Because then he started announcing he was 50 something. He looks good. I mean, he's getting wiry and skinny.
I mean, and he can still. No wonder as many rod like skills were in Deerfield.
Yeah, he's not as quick as he used to be. Not as quick as he used to be.
No, I do have to give a shout out to him. I didn't mention up in Macville. I got a chance to talk with him in his trailer with his brother, and that was some fun chatting up in Macville, and so
yeah, good time. So
we'll move on.
To
Pro Farm.
there. Yep.
I'm guessing maybe one hook for them.
Sock? No, they would have been in. Did they pull in Leaf River?
But they didn't. They didn't get in there. So
okay.
Only diesel trucks got in Leaf River. Only one.
So
I think Sauk is the only.
Yeah.
So
they got 15 for being there. Yep.
And so your current leader is because of the Green Mule. Sauk.
Yep. And Hopkins.
Burkholz,
LaSalle, Illinois.
So this will be a battle.
Nick Cunningham won the points last year. Industrial strength deer.
Yes.
Him and Jerry Seisha. So.
Yep. So it's gonna be, especially with the rain out and see. So I'm trying to think when their next hook will be. Probably Jefferson, which will be in 2.
I like doing this because look, we get a nice highlight for our sponsors too. I mean, while we're rolling through the website.
Yep. Yeah. So we want to very gracious of
Farmland,
these
Hennessy are the two big boys in Night Equipment with a trailer and everything. So Sitco, Mr. Saunders, Limited Pro. That's probably gonna be Gerlachs.
Yes. Right now, Gerlachs are in the lead with 178. Just a very close second with Justin and Kevin Engelking, brand new Limited Pro.
Yep.
With their beautiful 195 white. I mean, it's just a gorgeous tractor.
All bucked up's in third.
So, and Linehan, they're always in the points chase.
So, Ann finished second to Brent and I last year. She's only 10 points out, and she had a horrible hook up at Ettrick, remember?
Yeah, so Macville, and Engelking's, look at where their points was in Macville.
Yeah. Honestly, I remember this class last year. It was 10-point swings every weekend.
Oh, yeah. Just like Hot Farm, it's because it's so, there's
Everybody's
so many.
So good.
And you just don't know week to week. I mean, you can just go through. Have we had I think we have not had multiple winners.
Did Fredericks win back-to-back, though?
Let's see.
They won Ettrick and Sauk? Didn't they?
No, they got second.
Engelking got him. That's
so we
right.
have not had back-to-back winners yet.
And since then, Jared hasn't done as well.
Let's see, what did he? Macville, he got. He was
32 points.
Down there.
He was down there a ways.
Yeah. He might have been early on in that class.
Oh yeah, no, it's just pulling. He knows that.
And then of course.
But not surprised to see Gerlach and Engelking up there. And will make a good run at it. Keep things going there. And Engelking, I think everybody expects that tractor to be competing. And Gerlachs were tied with us heading into Hillsborough last year before they broke.
Yeah, even though there's a 10-point difference between the first
that's
four,
5 spots.
And
that's easily
and
can happen overnight.
Even the 5th place with the Gallitses, I mean, they're right there in the mix.
Yeah, Stacy said Bill Smith is going to be out soon.
Sure.
And so is Jerry Mason. Those are the 4 ones we're missing. Jerry's is brand new. He was in 640 Pro Farm last year.
We're even missing some light pros. We got Ray Heron with the Red Express.
Yeah,
still
where's
waiting
he
at him.
He's still in Winnebago, Illinois.
Oh, boy.
So.
Now we're going to get electrocuted here.
Are we?
No, I'm joking.
Okay, good.
We'll be good for a while.
Yeah.
For a while, maybe. Yeah, so if you hear us go...
Did you spill your tequila, Ryan?
Yes.
Oh, this isn't the Beer Money Show. We got to be good. Hey, let the dog out. She was whining a little bit ago.
So we're going to move to Light Limited Super Sock. I don't know if they've had a hook yet. Oh,
Sock.
Sock is the only official points hook.
That's it?
So far. That have been, everything else has been rained out.
Seriously. So they got rained out at Leaf River?
Leaf River rained out.
There's your 15. Go up.
And then Aaron Kleckler won Sock.
So
and then they got rained out in Belvedere.
I'll be damned.
So
Aaron Kleckler's leading the points.
So they gave him 41 points.
Hawthorns are in second. That's their second place.
Yes.
As your first place tractor last year.
So this is really based off the Sock points.
One hook. And you can't judge it on one hook. Yeah.
No, so that's...
Al Paulson Light Pro is aiming for Dickeyville. Ray Heron is broke. So where'd Ray Heron break at? And Amanda Smith, our groupie.
Stern.
Yeah, Stern, sorry.
Okay, so move on to Super Farm. So they should have a couple hooks in. Ettrick and 3 hooks actually. So we go from Ettrick. We had our Deerfield too. So they've had 4 hooks.
So let's start. Who won?
So we had
Spunky won
back-to-back wins.
Screaming Norwegian won.
Yep.
Ettrick
and Deerfield. So they got off to a hot start there, and they got second at Sauk. And I believe Don won Sauk.
Yep.
So he took home the win there. And
then
Dolly. And then we had Macville. I believe he won there. So he's won in Macville as well. And then they got third in Macville.
They took
1-2. Yes. So,
Very cool. So where we got then? Barman's are in second. Berg's in third. Our new ones.
Yes.
Fritz 152, 166.
So of
'Cause
course
we
this
know-
is going to change a little bit.
Look how they're running away with that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're going to run champions.
Unfortunately, yeah. So they're going.
So it's going to be Barman basically has the points
Yeah,
lead
so
right
you wanna
now.
look-
Berg's 160. Fritz is 152.
Yes. So
Poltergeist has been running good.
Yep.
150. All right, cool.
So
I like it.
So this your second, third, and fourth, and fifth place tractors. That's
Barman's
where you're
won the
gonna
points
wanna-
last year, right?
That's correct. Yep.
But man, Screaming Norwegians off to a
But
hot
they
start.
had a great pass up in Macville. I mean, they were right in
Yeah.
there with the scores and
Absolutely.
in the Slama. So they were right there. I think it was within a couple feet as well.
Good.
So
good running
so
tractor.
it's running really well for them. So. And then we'll round out with pro stocks for our tractor classes for points.
They've been sock only, right?
That is correct. They only have
Yep,
one.
Brinkmeyers.
one
And
vote.
they won the points last year too.
That is correct.
Stam's in second. Randy's in third and fourth. Mulder's fifth.
And so then we'll have the addition of the Massey.
It's good to see the Die Hard Deer. Once Feller's going to get out. We had him on the phone the night earlier.
Yeah,
he was
you
getting on a
should
plane
ask
to go to
him.
Augusta, Georgia, and I forgot to ask
So
him.
if we're not sure, and the T-Bone hasn't been out yet as well. And so look at the name. This is going to be fun for
Okay,
you.
Stacy says Vinny's passed on Macville.
Yes, they did.
And then Colin saying that Ray had a junk crank while building it, he believes.
Oh.
So that stinks.
Yeah, that is. And I know he's been working on that for a couple of years as well.
Yeah, the crank, that's kind of an important thing.
Yeah, you kind of need
I don't know a
that.
lot about a motor, but I
Yeah.
think the crank's important. I think that's
But-
how you crank it and
But
start it.
this you're going to have some fun announcing
Yeah.
this pro stock.
Slepenor. Sleepenor. Got the makeup our story, especially if I was announcing Darlington. I had
Like
a
I
little bit of
said,
whiskey
Doc
in me.
Riley had the best time with that name
Yeah.
on Saturday night. And they were the first class, so there was a packed crowd up there in Toma, even though it was 45 degrees. But they went off 15 minutes after he pulled, talking about that.
Has Eberson ever driven a pulling tractor
No,
before?
this was his first
So
time.
I'm just going to get a pro stock and go drive it.
Yeah.
Wow. Big balls.
Yep,
He's
and then
got
he
big
does go
balls.
out of bounds. So he's
Yeah.
like you. He's kind
Hey,
of like you.
I haven't gone out of bounds in a while.
Yeah.
I think. I got to check. No, I don't think I've ever gone out of bounds on the 401. I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm sure
You'd
I did
come
on the hot
close.
fire.
You-
Oh, yeah. Like
You like aiming for
I
me.
like to ride the
I
white
get a
line.
lot of close-up shots.
There's a reason Brent drives the tractor a lot.
Yes. So now we'll move on to our truck classes here. So two-wheel drive. They've had a few
Sauk,
hooks.
right?
At
Macville?
Macville as well. So
Sauk?
Sauk was the first one. Tim Deppy. The Deppies actually took 1, 2, and then Terry was right.
And
the
Hose,
so
the
they-
Hose
oh,
man.
Yeah.
The Hoser. I love Hosley's awesome. He's
Yeah,
so fun.
they're great to talk with. We got a chance to talk with them up in Tomo. And they were in Macville as well. So Deppies also.
Timmerman won.
Timmerman. Yeah, Timmerman. came
Timmerman
late.
won. No, Deppy's won points last year. Timmerman won 2 years ago.
Yes,
Right?
they won it on
Yep.
the last hook. Deppies had that breakage.
Okay.
Then Deppies had the breakage. Was it breakage? No, they reset the sled.
Okay.
They reset the
Yes.
sled,
And
then
they come
Timmermans-
back and run.
No,
Yep.
it was just too
hot.
So it'll be a back and forth battle between Deppies and Timmermans as
Yep.
well.
It'll be a
And of course, we'll
dogfight.
see Terry's brother every once in a while.
Yeah, Wayne. We'll probably
Well-
see them hopefully in Dickeyville.
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
Okay.
Um,
Who's got the points right now then?
So
After Macville, so
Terry,
Terry won.
Terry actually
He
took
swept
the
it.
win.
So
So he's won the last
6
two.
points lead, but that's
Yeah,
three
it's gonna
trucks.
it'll be back and forth,
Yep.
and especially we'll get a few. Chad will be obviously.
Yep.
He'll probably be in Dickeyville maybe as well, and
All depends if they have those at the end.
it all depends.
Yep.
Yeah, with region, I don't know
With
their
Hampton
schedule.
or Rockwell or whatever.
That's correct. So not for sure if they have two-wheel drive trucks there
I don't need
or
to look.
not.
They probably do. That's a very, very, very popular
Yes,
class in
very
TPA.
popular.
Super Farm and two-wheel drives run that.
And so we'll move into semis have not run for a point
Okay.
yet. So we'll move into our 3-0
But they're going to be in
Dickeyville.
Dickeyville.
That will be their
Okay.
first points hook. So we've had 3 hooks on
This is I don't think points are updated yet through Belvedere.
Yep,
they are. Okay.
Yes. They were updated right away. So
Yes.
Kelly, let's see, is she
Kelly and then I
upload-
think
the
the gal, the Wolf Kings. Yeah, Wolf Kings Warrior.
yes.
Yep. So that's Sue Foley calling, see if I need a home
So
loan.
yeah,
So I'll check on
should we
that
put her?
later.
No, I'm joking.
Check on that later.
You're live on the Facebook.
Hey, yeah, do we have a home
So
loan?
this has been a back and forth. So very different start than what we've seen with this limited pro diesel truck. Jamie with the Blue Smooth Express taking 2/3 right off the get go. Brett Meyer and the Lincoln Diesel Specialties went up in Ettrick to kick off the season.
First, second, and then what did he do? How did he do in Belvedere? Third.
He got a third.
Okay.
So right now it is Mark Tomfer with the Addiction leading by
4
4
points over Jamie.
And really, it's a 6
Yeah.
points between the. It's
That's
going
going to be the 4-dog fight there.
And
is Helt
I do.
Is Helt going to be out this year?
No,
Okay.
Helt will not be. Not that. From what I've heard from him. He would like to be, I think, by mid-season, but I think I don't think the parts are there for him yet. But I do have to give Funk's got second in Sauk.
Okay.
And they had a great pass up there. I was not obviously down in Belvedere. I was up at Toma, so I did not get a chance to see how the track was. And I know they had some rain too go through.
Yep.
And then of course they had a second band go through, and that's why they got rained out. But that will be a great battle this year between those 4 trucks. And then we'll get Adam Nimitz will jump in with the Hillbility. And we'll also there's Andy Wack up in the north.
Yes, that runs good too.
He'll jump in every once in a while. He'll probably be up in Oshkosh when they're up there later in the season. The Pro Stock diesel truck. This is the 3.6 trucks.
They only have one, I think.
They have 2.
Okay,
they have 3 because
so they forgot about Macville. Okay.
And Sauk.
I knew Sauk
4
because Jared won there because they got rained out. No, they're the only one that got Leaf River in. That's right. Okay, now I remember.
Yes, so Smoke and Black Ram kicked off the season for them with a win. So good job for them. They had probably the longest drive out of anybody.
Spencer, Wisconsin.
I mean, and we're just so thankful for them to make the trips down.
Those 3.6 diesel trucks are badass. They sound amazing. So they really get on top.
And then we had Jared Rip won in Sauk.
Yep.
And Stalls got second, and then Schmitz got third.
So we had a third. We had a 3-way tie for points.
I believe Brandon was driving in Sauk.
Okay. Yeah, he was.
And then Macville, that was a great battle between they had the bar tires of the Silver Series trucks. Yep. And then Badger State trucks still run the duals. That's what they decided to stick with. So Stalls finished above. So the way they didn't actually win the class, but they won
the Badger State points.
Yes.
Yep.
In terms of how they finished. So when you're looking at the Macville points, so they finished in front of Rip. I don't know what the distances were off the top of my head. So they were actually finishing from them. Yep. And so it's going to be a 3-horse race. And then Stalls also finished ahead of Rip as well on Saturday night.
Okay.
So we have a 4-point battle between them, and then 14 points between them and Smoke and Black Ram because they finished a little bit down. Van Heusen's brand new, or 3.6. They were the old 3.0.
And they did it a couple times last year. I know Freeport, they put the bigger charger on.
Darlington, I believe.
Yep. And Freeport.
Freeport, yes.
Remember that?
And then, of course, Belvedere. They got
So who's got the lead then? Stalls?
Yeah, Stalls are
4
still
over
Rips. So
Stacy wants you to pull up the printable schedule and see how many hooks are left for everybody. I need to go grab this. I actually have a legitimate business call. So Butts and I'm not going on vacation.
Yeah.
So. Jason.
So let's take a look here. So we just finished out the month of June with Belvedere. And so we're looking at the schedule right now. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it, but we have Freeport coming up. That will be Thursday and Friday afternoon with the full Badger State shows, and then we'll have the Pro Stocks and the Pro Stock diesel trucks running with the Champions and Silver Series events Thursday and Friday night. Those will be points hooks for Badger State for the night show, and like we talked about with Dickeyville, pretty much a full show except for the limited Pro Stock diesel trucks and the Pro Farm tractors. So the limited Pro Diesel trucks will be actually off this weekend. Their next event will be in Jefferson. So that kind of kicks off a busy week. In 2 weeks, Jefferson Wednesday night. That kind of kicks off fair season here in Wisconsin with the Jefferson County Fair. And we'll also be in DeWitt, Iowa. The following Friday night we'll be in DeWitt, Iowa, and Baraboo at the Sauk County Fair. So they've actually added a couple classes from last year. And then, of course, we'll round out the weekend at the Lafayette County Fair in Darlington. Always a fun and crazy time there. We'll have two sessions. We'll have Saturday afternoon starting at 1:30. That will be combined with some of their finals in their farm poll from Thursday night. And then we'll round out Saturday night with a great show as well in Darlington. Let's see. Let me bring up... so you can kind of see it's really July and August is really when things really start to... Yes, thanks for tuning in, Chuck. Coming in a little bit late, but that's always great to have you in. Jeff Ball tuning in as well. They had probably a long Saturday and early Sunday morning with the Super Farm class there. I'm not sure if the balls are still hanging around watching when, unfortunately, with the Buck Fever. If you have not seen that video, of course, go over to the Beer Money Pulling Team page. It seems like it's been pretty much everywhere. Like I was telling you on Let's Grow Pulling, I got to work. I work in Madison at a company that sells professional audio, video, and lighting. People that probably have never been to a tractor pull in their life for the most part, and my two coworkers that knew I was up in Tomah came to me and asked if I seen the tractor wreck with the buck fever, and that was quite. I was kind of thrown back a little bit that they actually got a chance to see the video and it was spreading that fast, and kind of had to explain what happened with unfortunate. And of course their first question was everyone okay, and just thankful that that the driver was able to walk away, and all safety equipment actually that has been put in place. Probably saved a lot of injury right there if we didn't have the safety equipment in place like we do now. And tough break there for the Buck Fever team, and hopefully they'll be able to sometime. Obviously, I don't know if they'll be able to get anything repaired the rest of this year, but hopefully they'll be able to get something done for next season. But we'll never know. Maybe later in the season they'll come back strong with a rebuilt tractor. But we wish them the best of luck. It's been a crazy 3 weeks of pulling here in the state of Wisconsin between Ellsworth and now in Tomah with some crazy wild rides. Mary in the house, they had a wild ride, and thankful that they only had a minor engine issue after that ride that they had. So, Chuck, how'd you do in Watertown? Hopefully, I know the Tri-County Mini Rods, they were busy in Watertown on Saturday as well. So BSTP online, you can check out the rest of our schedule. Busy month of June. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hooks. And let's see, we got 4 sessions in Freeport, 2 sessions in Darlington. So that makes 16 hooks for the month of July. Between northern Illinois, we are in eastern Iowa, and of course southern Wisconsin through the month of July. And of course, if you just look at the month of August, that is jam-packed. Like I was talking about a little bit earlier, I'll be having between 4 and 5 hooks some weeks between hitting the Badger State Circuit and some of the other local organizations throughout Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, and Iowa. So looking forward to the month of July and August. Let's see, what else do we have? Second, Chuck. See, I wasn't there, so that's why you probably got second. Is that the reason why? Yeah, so Matt was up in Maribel with the Smoke and Noise. Looked like they had a great turnout there, and I'm sure it was just as cold up in Maribel, Wisconsin, as it was in Tomah this past weekend. 45 degrees. I just can never imagine thinking wearing a sweatshirt or a glove, getting a full-on winter jacket for Tomah. You just do not expect that, and even. If you were there Friday weather-wise was the best day. The sun was out. I believe we were in the low 80s in the afternoon, and we had a nice breeze pick up for the afternoon session up there. Did not get a chance to go to any Badger State pulls this past weekend. Like I was up at the Dairyland Super Nationals, and Badger State tractor pullers, of course, are off this weekend. This is the only weekend of the summer that we do not have a Badger State pull scheduled. So I'm sure pullers will be taking advantage. Some might be hitting some other organizations this weekend. Some might obviously just taking the weekend off, spending time with the family as we hit, hard to believe, 4th of July weekend. The weekend before 4th of July. A lot of great festivals going on. Yeah, that is true. So the pull up in Tomah, they finally got going about 8:45. And the funny thing is, we got back to our campground that night, and I opened up the cooler, and our water bottles had completely frozen over in our cooler. So that's just how cold it got Saturday night. By the time we got back, the water bottles were completely frozen in our ice cube. So. Yeah, it looked like you guys had a nice diesel truck class, and of course $1,000 to the winner there. And Yeah, and the hot chocolate sale was the big seller, I'm sure, Saturday night up in Toma. It probably competed pretty well with the beer sales as well. And yes, Mary, I'm sure you guys had a nice sunny and 80 degrees down south. And yeah, when I looked at the long-range forecast and seen those night temperatures, it was quite shocking. I was actually hoping they'd be wrong, but unfortunately they were right with the night temperatures up in Toma. Again, I just want a big shout out to Colin Burkholz and the Burkholz pulling team taking home the win Friday afternoon in the light pro stock class, and Troy Schradel coming in a very close second. It came down to a matter of inches, and so way to represent the Badger State tractor pullers in light pro stock. We had 5 come out of the region 2, very tough region from the Ohio and Indiana. But the Badger State tractors, tractors that pull in Wisconsin, took 1, 2, and 3. And so congratulations to them. And the Casters came home with a 6th place finish. The Myers in 11th. And I'm not off the top of my head, not for sure, off the 100-yard dash. I believe about a 14th place finish. They had 19 strong running tractors. And again, just kudos. We had a great showing in the Pro Stock class with Chad Ladwig and the Brinkmeyer family, as always. And the Badger State and Blaine Stam. And, of course, our brand new Massey Ferguson with Mike Everson with Slepner, I believe is the Norwegian name that they're going with. He got it down the track, and I don't think he hurt anything, but did end up going out of bounds, unfortunately. But a beautiful, beautiful Massey Ferguson if you haven't seen the photos. And, of course, they will be in Dickeyville coming up in a couple Saturdays as well with the Pro Stock class. So if you have not get a chance to see that tractor up in person, that is going to be one to watch in person. And then once they get all the bugs, I mean, this was his first time pulling a tractor and ever. And, of course, it's a 10,000-pound Pro Stock out of the Kuhn stable, so pretty much a twin to the Trailblazer, and producing tremendous, tremendous amount of horsepower. Let's see here. What's going on here? Mini rods coming to Illinois this weekend. So I'm sure there's a Tri-County poll as well. Right now, I only have one poll scheduled on Friday night with the Tri-State Truck and Tractor Pullers down in Platteville at the barn, it's called. Just to the east of Platteville. Beautiful facility there. That's where I will be at Friday night. There's a slight chance Clint Tucker and the Wet Smoke and Promotions crew, the way that their schedule fell with the Western Series, they rescheduled Milan and Moberly, Missouri for this weekend. And so Saturday and Sunday, and of course Wyoming, Illinois with the ISP and ITPA, he needs some extra hands with the video crew, so there is a possibility it might be heading south on Saturday down to Wyoming. Not 100% sure if I can make the trip down yet, so that's kind of what my weekend plans are. For sure, weather pending, looks like there's a slight chance of some more rain later this week up here in the upper Midwest. Hopefully try to hit, this will be for the Tri-State Truck and Tractor Pullers Friday. And we'll see what Saturday brings. Kind of would have been the original plan was just to kind of have a nice little weekend off from pulling before the big stretch, I like to call it, after Toma. And it's kind of rounding a second base already in the pulling season. The big stretch between July and pretty much Freeport and Hillsboro. There's a big crunch of pulls in between there, between Badger State and a lot of other organizations throughout the summer. So I'm sure Amanda, yes, the Badger State Tractor Pullers will enjoy the weekend off. So it looks like Tri-County Mini Rods, or at least the Butsons, they will be in Melvin. And then Saturday and, let's see, I think that's pronounced Occoquan, Illinois. So I believe that's on the ISP schedule, possibly. No, ITPA. That's right. So the Butsons don't get a weekend off, so good luck to them. Let us know where you're going this weekend if you have any plans yet for pulling. And then, of course, Badger State Tractor Pullers Midwest Summer Nationals, just over a couple weeks away, down in Freeport, Illinois, the 6th and 7th. They will be noon shows for Thursday and Friday. We have the Light Limited Super Stocks 640 Pro Farm and 466 Hot Farm next Thursday afternoon. Brand new for this year. It's only $5 to get into the fair, and it's free entry for the noon session. Midwest Summer Nationals this year. That's what we heard from Jeff Becker on Let's Grow Pulling. So only $5 to see that session. And then, of course, they'll have the night session with the Champions Tour, the Pro Stock diesel trucks on the Silver Series. They'll have the Unlimited Super Stocks, and they will have the modified tractors for Thursday night session. The noon session for the Badger State Tractor Pullers will feature the Super Farm, and let's see here, Super Farm and the Pro Stock diesel trucks, and then we'll include the Tri-County mini rods. Stacy, is that all three classes, the Tri-County mini rods, Friday afternoon? We'll wait and see what his response there. But Tri-County Mini Rods will be in conjunction with the Badger State Show on Friday afternoon. And then the night session includes Pro Stocks, the Limited Pro, the 4.1s, the Silver Series. Jason and the Beer Money Pulling Team will be down there. And the Unlimited Super Stocks. So the Unlimited Super Stocks will be there 2 nights. And as well, so that'll be the only Champions Tour class there 2 nights. They'll flip-flop the Pro Stocks and the Modifieds out from Thursday, and then they'll add in the Pro Stock diesel trucks, and the Limited Pros will flip-flop on the Silver Series. And then, of course, that leads us into, again, our brand new poll in 2 Saturdays. Dickeyville, Wisconsin, 6 o'clock start time. They also have some local stuff pulling in the afternoon. 2 tracks. We have 9 Badger State Tractor pulling classes. That includes Pro Stocks, Limited Pro, 540 Light Pro, Super Farm, Light Limited Super Stock, the 466 Hot Farm, the Pro Stock diesel trucks, 2-wheel drives, and the semis. That will be their first points hook of 2017 as well for the semis. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout for that. Okay, yeah, so two classes. So you'll get 2 classes of the Tri-County Mini Rods and 2 Badger State classes Friday afternoon. So it should be a great show there. Oh, that's nice. So Chuck will be jumping up into the... so you're going to run in the open class, right, Chuck? But so again, Badger State Tractor Pullers. We the weekend off again, and then we'll start the month of July red hot with the Midwest Summer Nationals. Always a great time down there. Strong, a tough track. Always a power track down there at Freeport, and huge crowds. Even for the afternoon session, still get great attendance. Even on the Thursday afternoon down there, they just soak up and eat up their pulling. A lot of great pullers in that region up in northern Illinois that support the Badger State Tractor Pullers, and look for huge classes of limited pro stocks. There should be a great diesel truck class as well, with the Badger State mixing up again with the Silver Series on Thursday night, and of course they'll be there Friday afternoon. Not for sure how many will stick around for the Friday afternoon, if it'll just be the Badger State trucks, or if they'll or if anyone will stay. That'll be interesting to see. But that's kind of looking on to the horizon with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. Again, congratulations to all the pullers that supported the Badger State Tractor Pullers very well, running with the best of the best up at the Dairyland Super Nationals last weekend, between the Super Farm and the Burkholtzes and Troy Schradel with 1-2 finished Light Pro. Cannot congratulate them enough, and that will be one memory for Colin that he will definitely not forget. And just seeing his face and his reaction, him walking up to Winner's Circle and getting a chance to talk with Doc Riley, and of course just getting to see yourself on the big screen and seeing yourself up there on the replays. And Matt and Chuck going back and forth, so I might have to separate those two. Might have to go to their own corners tonight. And so again, I do have to mention one quick. I said I would not forget. On 2 Quart Short Wednesday night, our Badger State announcers will be doing a battle John Stranley and Christopher Clark. Wednesday night, 7 o'clock on the Wisconsin Polling Promoters Facebook page. They will be doing a announcing duel, I guess you want to talk about it. Or it might be it'll be a knowledge contest, questions going back and forth. So you want to check them out. Two great announcers we have here on the Badger State Tractor Polling Circuit, John Stranley and Christopher Clark. Check them on Wednesday night on the Wisconsin Polling Promoters Facebook page during 2 Court Short. And so did not forget your plug there, Matt. And Jason's still on his business call. Again, he had a great weekend down in Mound City, Missouri. They picked up a 20th place on Friday night and, of course, took home the win Saturday night in front of 28 strong, 4.1 limited pro stocks. So their first pass in Wisconsin will probably be Dickeyville. So that will be the first time Remedy actually gets pulled in the state of Wisconsin. They will be in Freeport Friday night for the Silver Series, and then they'll be in Dickeyville Saturday night. So the tractor has not yet, it's been down at the Hart Shop in Missouri. And, of course, they had their first point hook down there, so it was a easy kind of pickup there. And then, of course, the Midwest Summer Nationals will be their closest, I should say that, so for Silver Series and their first Badger State event, again, will be in Dickeyville. And I believe they'll hit all the Badger State events that they can in between the Silver Series events. And not off the top of my head what their schedule is. I know there is some gaps in between there to fit a lot of the Badger State polls as well. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Yes, it's going to be, that should be an interesting. I was, I guess, an honorary Badger State announcer up in Ettrick for Chris, to kick off the 2017 season. He had no voice for a whole week, really, and so I guess an honorary announcer. But yes, they had an interesting commute back. If you had not seen the photos or videos from their commute Sunday from Mound City, they did end up getting 2 flat tires and then ended up grilling on the east side of the interstate for a little while, waiting for their tires to be repaired. So check that out on the Beer Money Polling Team page. So my next event for Badger State, I will not actually make it to Freeport this year. Going to check out some other polls. In Iowa, I will actually be in Iowa the week of Freeport. I'll be hitting the Western Series in Independence, Iowa, and I'm going to swing over to Rockwell for a Grand National event and just check out that poll, heard great things, and then end up in Dickeyville. So the Dickeyville will be my next Badger State poll that I will be at, and looking forward to that event, and a great addition to the Badger State schedule. Beautiful facility. They've been working around the clock there in Dickeyville. It's right off of 151. You really can't miss it. It's the last exit. If you do miss it, you'll end up in Dubuque, because that is the last exit before you hit Iowa. So that should do it for us here with the Badger State Tractor Pullers Weekly show. We got you up to date on the points-wise, the upcoming schedule. Hopefully everyone has a great weekend off on the Badger State schedule, or Pullers, I should say. Again, no Badger State shows this weekend. I'm sure you'll probably see a lot of the Badger State tractors hitting some other organizations nearby, maybe just trying to get some hooks in. They might be taking the weekend off. We'll see here this upcoming weekend. Hopefully you guys all have a great 4th of July. Not for sure if we'll have a show next Monday night. There's a possibility I'll be at a poll Monday night, and with the 4th of July holiday as well. So might be a couple weeks before we see everyone here on the Facebook page, both for Let's Grow Polling and here on the Badger State show. We'll have plenty of live videos throughout the weekend as well, and videos and photos from the last weekend. A lot of polling still to come throughout the 2017 season. We'll definitely, hopefully, see you at some nearby polls. Again, BSTP Online for all your information for the Badger State Tractor Pullers. Of course, you can message us on our Facebook page. Just search Badger State Tractor Pullers as well, and we'll answer to the best of our knowledge the questions that we get. Send us your photos and videos if you like as well if you're at a show. Again, Freeport, Illinois, and Dickeyville, Wisconsin will be the next 2 events for the Badger State Tractor Pullers in 2 weeks. So for Jason Schultz, I'm Ryan Zolk. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great 4th of July. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. And we'll see you down the way.